Hello, I'm doing this short video today to explain to you a new project that I've been planning for the last week or so that I will be launching in about 2 weeks, I hope. And the new project is a website called jwstories.com. And the purpose of the website is to give people an opportunity to send their abuse stories and shunning stories and success stories into my site. You can do it completely anonymously. You don't have to name anything or anyone or any congregation. You can totally anonymise your story. If you feel that you need something to be heard and you haven't had a voice yet, if you haven't been able to go to the police over an abuse case and you don't want to, but you'd still like to be heard but without any personal details in there, well then this is the website that will help you. So there are 3 categories, as mentioned. I initially started it because I thought that there were a lot of abuse stories out there that people needed to tell. Not necessarily to come out and go to the police and report, but they still needed to tell their story. And so your opportunity is to email me, and I'll give you the email address at the end of the video. And to completely anonymise your story, you don't even have to tell me your name. I'm not interested in the details of the personal, the personal details. But if you want to tell your story and feel heard and believed and validated, then please go and send it to jwstories.com. The only detail I would like to know is which country it happened in, although if you're not happy to tell me that, that's fine as well. But I just think it might help in the future if people could see, for instance, which stories were in the UK and which were in America and which were in Australia, just because it might be that you want to hook up with people and you might see that there's a group claim you could make, or it might be that a particular country has a redress scheme and then you'll be able to see where your redress scheme is. The other category I had was shunning stories, because again, people's experience of being shunned and the Watchtower's denial that it happens is really important. And I think if we have a collection of stories on there of just people's examples, it doesn't have to be a long essay, it can just be a short paragraph or something that you feel you want to share. You just might want to say, I've never spoken to my mum for 30 years because I left when I was 16 years old, or whatever. Again, you can do it completely anonymously, but you don't have to do it anonymously. It's entirely up to you, but the anonymous part of it ensures your security. The other thing about this website is I'm not going to allow comments. So if you submit a story, it won't be the case that people can put comments underneath and pick over your life, because some of these stories are incredibly personal. People are laying bare their very souls, and to have somebody else come along and pick over it and say that this, that or the other, I don't think is appropriate. So you won't be exposed to other people's comments. It will just be a record of stories that people can read. The third category, which I think is hugely important, is success stories. And if you feel that you've had any kind of success at all after leaving the witnesses, I'd really love to hear your story. Again, it can be anonymous if you want it to be, or not so, it's up to you. For instance, there was a lovely story that somebody posted online the other day about how a girl had gone off and got an education and got a PhD. That is phenomenal. People love to hear that. They love to see that lives can be rebuilt after their Watchtower society. And it doesn't have to be education. It can be that, for instance, I know of a situation where a lady was abused as a child, never went to the police, but had therapy and has reached a point where she's at peace. And she's got a family and a husband that are nothing to do with Jehovah's Witnesses. And she's functioning and normal, despite the terrible, terrible thing that happened to her, and despite the fact that she's had no formal justice for that situation. I see that as a success story. If you have any kind of success at all that you want to share, please do share it. There's one other category that I'm going to put on there, only because I've already got 2 that can go in this category, and that is letters from the Watchtower Society. In some cases, a victim writes to the Watchtower Society when they're still a Jehovah's Witness, and they maybe are asking for justice, or they're saying my abuser's still at large and I'm worried for other children, and the Watchtower Society write back to them, and the letters are generally dismissive and hurtful and useless. If you have a letter like that that makes you enraged when you read it, because it's so pointless and cruel and dismissive of your situation, that letter belongs to you. If you would like that shared on the website, we can redact all the personal information and black out names, places, congregations, addresses, anything that identifies you, and put up on the website the letter that the Watchtower Society sent you. If you want to share that, I'd like to hear it, please. The other thing that I'm going to have on the website is resources and links and helpful things, so that people, if they do eventually want to report, there's telephone numbers on there, there's law firms you can contact, and there's addresses like, for instance, the Royal Commission and the Statutory Inquiry in the UK. And finally, the most important bit is how you contact me to submit your stories. And the email address is louise@jwstories.com. And I'd really love to hear any story that you would like to share. Everyone that submits a story will receive a considered reply. You are not sending these to a black hole. I won't just cannibalise these stories and put them on my website and not acknowledge you. You will receive a reply, and I will let you know when your story has been posted up on the website. The website hasn't gone live yet, so if you're looking for it, you won't find it. I'm still just tweaking a few little things. It's mostly done, but I'd like to launch it with some content. I've got a little bit of content, but not a lot. This website isn't about me. I'm not mentioned on there. I'm not featured on there. The only part you'll see is my name in the email address, but I will be in the background posting people's stories up. And the idea is that other victims can read these stories. Sorry, survivors. I hate the word victim. I hate it. You're a survivor. You have survived more than any of the rest of us could even dream about in our worst nightmares, and you've survived. Yes, sorry, I forgot. I lost my point there. So the website is about the stories of survivors. It's about the stories of people who are still being shunned. It's about the stories of people who've found a way forward and a way to rebuild their life, or just a way to reach peace. It doesn't have to be an amazing success. If you want a success story, it doesn't have to be that you got a PhD or that you met the man of your dreams and had 3 beautiful children who are all doctors now. It could just be that you don't have nightmares about the Watchtower Society anymore. If you found a road to peace and you'd like to share that to help other people, then please submit your story to me. And like I say, it doesn't have to be long. We're not looking at, it's not a short story novel competition. You can just write what you want to write. It can be short or long, it's up to you. If you want to write something long, the website's got capacity to fit that on there as well. We'll get back to you. If there are any details we feel, we might need to change that, we're worried that name's gone in there, then we will consult with you first. And if you see your story up and you suddenly lose your nerve and think, actually, I don't want it up there, I don't like it, then you're quite free to contact me and we'll take it down. We recognise that we're using your stories to help other people. And the idea is that this will be a go-to site for people who want to read about others' experiences and find out that they're not alone, find out that they're together with a large group of people who have shared experiences. And hopefully it might give some people the confidence to maybe get justice, or maybe just some ideas of where to find peace. So last time, please, if you've got a story that you'd like to share, please email me at louise@jwstories.com and give me about 2 weeks to collate it all together and get it into a nice, usable website, and then we'll publish and we'll see where it goes from there. And thank you very, very much if you are somebody who contributes. I really appreciate it.